Are you dreaming of that cruise vacation, but your budget is setting you back? In this video, we're going to share 10 affordable tips on how you can go on a cruise without compromising fun and relaxation, and maybe
going on more than one vacation a year.
what? Stay tuned. If you're new here, I'm Maria.
And I'm Corrado.
And together we've been on over 27 cruises. And our friends are always asking us, first of all, why do you do so many cruises and how do you do so many cruises, right?
Yeah. I have a friend who thinks we're on vacation every 4.5 weeks. But how do we do it? We're going to tell you how.
We want to share with you how do we make budget cruising work for us and possibly work for you. So our first tip is going to be book early. There's a misconception out there with last minute deals. You know, you're going to get a good deal on a cruise, but with cruises, that's the opposite.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, go and research the cruise that you want to go on, whether it's a year or 2 years. That's when the prices are going to be the lowest, and just book it and put a deposit. The great thing about the cruise websites is that in that time before your final payment, which is usually 45 to 60 days before, you can always call the cruise line up, and if the price gets reduced, guess what? They're going to give you the new price. I've done that so many times, and I've always was able to get that lower price with no issues.
Yeah.
The other way is book during wave season. And guess what? We're in wave season right now. So in the cruise industry, January to March is called wave season, where you're going to get the best deals out there. Just yesterday, I was able to book a 4-day cruise from Fort Lauderdale that was normally $550 per person. I actually got it for $330, which was an amazing deal. That's cheaper than one night stay at a hotel in Fort Lauderdale. So take advantage of wave season.
And what cruise line was that?
That was Celebrity.
Celebrity.
Yeah, so we're not talking about low budget. This is one of my favorite high-end cruises at such a great deal.
Okay.
So the second way to cruise on a budget and save money is to book an inside or guaranteed cabin. So I know we're thinking, I want to go on a cruise. I want that balcony. You know what? It's fantastic. We've stayed in balcony cabins and they've been phenomenal. But for the time that you stay inside your cabin, which is only to go back, change, and sleep, you can actually have an amazing vacation in an inside cabin. What do you think? What are your
Yes,
thoughts?
I totally agree. Okay, obviously it's nice to have a balcony, but it's not a necessity. Think about it. Usually you're in there to sleep, change, and then you're on the ship. And if you think about it, if you can cruise multiple times a year for the same price as one, to me, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
You also get a very good sleep with no window. You just might want to set your alarm.
Yeah, it's nice, dark, relaxing. So for me, to be able to go on more than one cruise a year, the price of one inside cabin, the price of a balcony cabin is normally the price of 2 inside cabin. So if it was up to me, I will choose the 2.
You want to go on 2 cruises or 1 cruise with a balcony? That's your choice. So.
Yes. And then I normally book guaranteed cabin. So what a guaranteed cabin is, when you're booking your cabin on the website, but the option is you either choose your own cabin or you let the cruise line choose a cabin for you. And normally you won't find that out till a week or 2 before you're sailing. Now, I have to tell you that of the 27 cruises we've been on, more than 50% of them have been in guaranteed cabins. And we've been anywhere from deck 1, deck 2, deck 8, frontship, midship, and aft. And I have to say, we've never had an issue. Have you had an issue?
No. So we maybe have gotten lucky, and deck 1 is not below sea level, and we haven't had an issue close to the front of the ship, back of the ship. No issues like that. So.
Like they say, if you are prone to motion sickness, midship is probably the best. But this guy here, he's prone. And have you had any issues?
No, knock on wood, I've never had an issue with seasickness on a ship. Will you feel it? Sometimes you feel it, but I've never had an issue, and it doesn't matter front or back to me at least. So
Yeah. So booking a guaranteed cabin is definitely a way of saving money. Tip number 4 is travel in non-peak or low peak season. And that would be staying away from summer months when kids are out of school, and as well as during Christmas. That time between Christmas and New Year is where the prices will skyrocket. So you want to cruise anywhere between April, May, or October, November, even December. The prices really take a dip, and you could get a really great deal. Plus, it's going to be less crowded. In the summer, you're going to have lots of families, lots of groups, lots of kids, if that's something that you're trying to avoid. So, really, it makes a difference what time of year you're booking that cruise.
yeah,
Then, tip number 5 is maybe you don't need to go on the latest and greatest. Smaller ships or older ships versus new ship. Trust me, I'm a big FOMO person. I want to be on the latest and greatest, but I've also cruised on older, smaller ship, and they have been absolutely amazing. One example is the Celebrity Summit. And I know it's one of your favorite ships.
One of our favorite ships, and it's an older ship. Now I can't remember if it had been dry docked. And dry dock, if you don't know, is when they take the ship in and they refurbish things. They do maintenance, so they'll update some things, but not everything. And I think it was dry docked recently. So
Yeah. So most of the cruise companies do dry dock or refurbish their older ships. They're just going to be out there at a lower price. But please do not equate lower price to lower quality. We have found that we've had great food, great entertainment. Actually, one of your favorite foods on the summit
yes, the
was
Celebrity Summit probably has the best croissants I've ever had. There's a dedicated station near the in the buffet, and they make them every day, and you can smell it, and it's flaky and they're delicious. And I was on an older ship, so yeah,
Exactly. And especially if it's one of your first time cruising, just try it out and then you could upgrade from there. Like, for example, the Icon of the Sea is the latest and greatest in Royal Caribbean, but the prices are at an extreme premium. We're just going to wait. We're going to enjoy the older ships. And when the prices come down, we're definitely going to go on that class of ship.
yes.
So the next tip, which is number 6, is shore excursions. Do your own. You'll save so much money. Shore excursions through the ships tend to be at an inflated price. Mind you, they do give you the guarantee that if something happens, they will guarantee you back to the ship to make sure that you don't miss your port time. But you know what? With a little planning and a little research, you can do that at a quarter of the price, right?
Yeah, I totally agree. So do your research on you can just lots of videos on YouTube. Just check out the specific tour you want to go on. Make sure it's reputable. They do tend to be smaller groups, cheaper prices, and they also tend to have a longer time. That we find the ship excursions are very short.
They are very short. I
Yeah,
always remember one specific excursion
very
that
short.
always comes to mind is St. Thomas Megan's Bay. It's usually a 3-hour excursion. You get down to Megan's Bay, and you probably have an hour,
Yeah.
at most an hour and a half, to enjoy this beautiful beach. But if you do it on your own, you're definitely going to take advantage of that time frame. You just gotta be smart.
Yeah.
Set a timer. Get yourself back at least 2 hours before the ship is set to leave. But definitely, you can do that on your own and save lots of money.
Yeah.
Some of our most fun favorite excursion have been on our own. I keep also thinking of that one in Bonaire where we just literally we just rented a golf cart and went around the entire island.
Twice we ran on the entire island twice.
Yes.
On a golf cart. We saw flamingos in the wild. It was one of our greatest trips. Yeah.
Okay. So number 7 is don't purchase any extras. I know that's hard to do, right? And Yes, because the price of the cruise will get you, the food, the cruise, whether you pay before the gratuities, but then they're going to get you when you get on that ship, whether it's photography, spa, the biggest, uh, the biggest thing they get you is on the drink package. Mm-hmm. Now, we are not big drinkers, but do we like to have a drink here or there when we're on vacation? Of course we do. Now the drink package, you to break even, you have to have at least 6 drinks a day. And you know what? Between us, we don't.
We don't.
We don't. So if we want to buy a drink, we'll just pay out of pocket a drink at a time. But things like drink package, things like specialty dining, the cruise food is super amazing. We've gone back and done land vacations, especially all inclusive, and we've said to ourselves, "Oh my gosh, we can never go back to all inclusive because we're foodies. We like to eat, and you can't even compare the food." Now, if it's a special celebration and it's your birthday anniversary and you want to splurge on specialty dining, go right ahead. But it's definitely not necessary. And if you don't believe me, check out, I've done a couple of food videos. Check out all the free food that you can find on a cruise ship.
Yes, and I will say one other thing about the drinks. A lot of the ships, there's a couple levels of drink package. You'll have the specialty coffees and everything. And I like coffee. Every ship does have free coffee. They do have some degree of juices. They don't have pop. Now, I don't drink pop, and I'm totally fine with the free coffee. They always have teas you make yourself. So that's one way that I save. I do not find I'm missing out. So that's a tip.
Okay. Yeah. Alrighty. So tip number 8 starts from home. You know what? Instead of paying all those luggage fees, decide to carry on. Now, we are the masters of carry on. We've actually gone on a Mediterranean cruise and been away for 10 days with both of us carrying on. You know what? Sometimes less is more. Pick outfits that mix and match. And then, some outfits you can wear twice, and we make it work, right?
You can do it. I know a lot of people find this hard to believe, but we started doing it. Well, one time I lost my luggage going to Cuba, I think, and it ended up coming 2 days later. And after that, it's like no more. You can do it. Even us, we still bring a little bit too many clothes.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're going to get the hang of it. You're going to realize you need a certain amount of shirts, socks, underwear, and you can actually do carry on. Most people can do it.
Yeah. And a tip is, take advantage of that personal item. Check your airline as far as the sizes that you're allowed to bring, and just get the biggest one that you can. We carry on, in addition, we carry on a backpack.
Yes.
You could fit quite a bit of stuff in a backpack. So take advantage of that piece as well. But that's how you avoid luggage fees. And guess what? It gets you sooner to your vacation because
Yeah, you don't have to wait, and that sometimes you get off the plane, you have to wait for that plane has to deplane, and you have to wait in that separate line, and there's the chance that they lose it. We haven't had to go for that for many years now. Carry on only.
Yes, and then you're not losing that luggage because it's with you at all times.
Yeah, try it. You can do it. We might make a video on how we pack in the future.
Yeah, tell us. Yeah. Is that something that you're interested in?
You can do it.
Put a comment down below if you want to see a video on how to how to pack for a cruise with a carry-on.
Yes.
Okay, we're down to number 9. Number 9 tip is book through the website. A lot of people say they book through a travel agent, you have so many perks with that as well. They can get you some onboard credit, but it's so easy. Just go to the major cruise lines website and, keep a monitor on those prices. And don't forget to sign up for those emails because they will let you know when those deals are happening, whether it's deal on the cruise itself, or if you do want to get a drink package or a short excursion, they will tell you when they're having their sales. Quite often they have their Black Friday sales where you can get the internet at 50% off, or your shore excursions at 20% off. But really keep an eye on the websites. So we're down to tip number 10, and stay to the end because we do have a bonus tip for you. But tip number 10 is take advantage of loyalty programs. If you're enjoying a cruise line, the more that you go on it, the more you're going to reach a certain status. They're going to give you free stuff. And then you might have other cruise lines that are going to do status match. We're elite with Princess, and we found that when we went on Virgin, they matched our status, and we were able to get blue extras and have some free perks, some bar tab. And now I know that the Royal Caribbean has done the same thing with Celebrity, since they are part of the same company. So you can use your points on either cruise. So Carnival, if you are listening, I would love Carnival and Princess to do the exact same thing, so that we could get some perks on Carnival cruises. We promised you one more bonus tip on how you can travel on and cruise on a budget, and possibly cruise more often. And for us, it's travel, or prioritize your travel goals. For us, we'd like to travel at least 4 to 5 times a year, even if it's just mini vacations. So throughout our daily life, we find ways to save money, whether it's limiting the times that we eat out and really enjoy cooking at home, or making sure that coffee is made at home rather than me hitting Starbucks. And those coffees really add up. And then the end of the week, I calculate all the money that I saved and I transfer it in my vacation account. And when I'm ready to book another cruise, I go straight to that account and I have my money saved. What about you?
Yeah, I'm kind of a minimalist. I don't need to buy so many things. I buy necessities. We cook a lot at home, really good food. I make coffees. We have a couple of machines at home, so I make those coffees. You save on that. And to me, the priority is going on many trips rather than just one trip all out. We've never sacrificed anything.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think the one thing that I know, big aha for me was from COVID and the pandemic. That whole year when we were not allowed to travel or could not travel, I missed it so much. So I was able to eat what I wanted. I was able to enjoy my daily routine. But what I was really missing was being able to get on that plane or get on that cruise and go enjoy those experiences. So I know I committed to, like, once everything started up again, that I would vacation or cruise more often, because experience for us is more important than material goods. So when that designer bag is staring me in that store window, I think, should I buy that bag that I'm going to enjoy and maybe get sick of, or do I wait and put that money in my vacation account and go on another trip? And that's what we decide to do. But the choice is yours, right? So this is just our opinion. This is how we cruise on a budget, and this is how we do multiple cruises a year, and it works for us.
It works really well. Yeah.
Yes. So what do you think? Do you have any cruise tips or budget saving tips that we did not share today? Drop it down in the comments. And if you like this video and you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to the channel. We'll have more videos coming out real soon. See you on the next sailing, and happy cruising!